You notice how like record labels have rollouts, and then like so Migos came out #1. Congrats to them.
Culture
Then
3.
in what 3 months, Lil Baby come out. P's gonna profit on both. Just do the same thing in your portfolio. It's not rocket science, but when you have 43 things in your portfolio, it becomes really hard to manage. The same thing as having kids. Like if you have 9 kids, you never have control of your life. Kudos to my parents for more than one because I'm tired all the time with one. Hey Xander, go to bed. But man, if you just have a few that are concentrated and you know what the edge is, I can make the argument, and some may argue it down. Arguably, Apple and Microsoft in the tech space, without them, other apps can't even function. Okay, let's say let's say all y'all hop on Tinder. Apple goes out of business. How are you hooking up? How are you getting your food delivered through DoorDash and Instacart? They are the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who actually brought that up? They had the CEO of Snapchat on. And they were questioning about the 30% fee. And he was like, I'll gladly play it. I'll pay more.
It's a great VIG to pay. We paying for exposure.
Exactly. Our company doesn't exist without Apple. And so whatever the fee is, I'm going to pay it and pay it proudly every month, every day if I have to.
But that's why I like chip stocks too. Because you can make the same analogy with chips.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is moving without computer chips. When there was
especially microwaves, cars,
everything we're using right now. This camera, the computer, the microphone,
the whole world, everything. Yeah, everything is moving with computer chips. So when there was a shortage of chips, and that's why when the Senate did they pass that bill, right?
It passed the House. I think it's
on its way to the Senate.
Yeah, it's on its way.
How much? Like 40 billion, something like that. It was a lot.
Substantial amount. That's gonna be big.
Yeah, I mean, chip stocks to me, it makes sense. Not Rap Snack chips. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Rap Snacks though.
But
slight plug.
Yeah. Chip stocks, they make a lot of sense to me. So a lot of times you don't necessarily have to be a stock market genius to kind of figure these things out. It's like, what are we using every single day, and what are those companies, and then what makes those companies run?
Yeah, and I did that.
It's the ancillary.
So I started doing the research on all of them. So like obviously Applied Materials and even Qualcomm, they had news today. I'm not sure. Did you hear about that, Ian? So NVIDIA is still fighting to get that ARMS deal across, and if it gets canned, they're saying that Qualcomm might be the next semiconductor to actually pick up ARMS. And so I'm studying that, then I'm studying Applied Materials. I'm like, I'm just gonna put more money into SMH. Like this is too much. Like I'm just gonna play the safe route and have all of them just at a smaller allocation. But I want to go back to something that you said in discipline, and I'm gonna remind everybody because I actually had a small allocation in the options contract that expired on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I had been doing so much I forgot. So witching is this week, quadruple witching. So June witching, obviously option contracts and future contracts will be expiring on Friday. So please look at your portfolios. Please make sure that you are out of your positions before they expire. Please do that. I'm telling you because it happened. It didn't kill me. It was a small allocation. It was actually a hedge on an inverted index, but it expired. And I had nothing I got to do. So please stay disciplined. Please make sure that you look at your portfolio.
And if the market tends to go up on Mondays and Fridays, and Tuesday and Wednesdays, the market normally drops. The days that you guys should be looking to get out is what day? Monday and Friday. That's why top of the year, I was talking to P and Dom earlier, like, yo, even the futures market is lighter. People are outside. Like, so there's not as many people inside, not as many people trading. The volume is still high, but not like last year. That's why the top of the year and end of the year matter the most in trading. The first quarter and last quarter matter the most. The middle times suck the most. Same thing as like trading top of day, end of day, staying away from the middle. You have to, and that's why I always tell you guys number of trades matter, because by the time June comes, if you're a trader, you should have hit 50 to 80% of your goal for the year. Then you can clean up fourth quarter, Christmas rally, be off to the races. So
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Can we go to questions? Some questions?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna say this is Stefan. I'm gonna say Stefan.
If I dropped 81, let me know. MGM, I'll give the price so you guys don't press me for it. But
yeah, they're gonna hound you about the Doge. Don't forget. And Stefan, what's going on? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. What's going on?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, did I get it right, Stefan? Right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right,
perfect,
man. I appreciate you guys. How you guys doing?
We good, man.
Good.
Good, good. Ian, I got a question for you. I talked to you a little while, some months back, and you mentioned scouring through the Russell 2000 for stocks. So I've done that a few times, and I just had a question though. So I'm going through, and for some of them, the charts look good, but the capital isn't necessarily that great. Is there like what am I trying to say, like a threshold amount I should look for to determine whether or not it's good? Like if I'm looking at market cap or anything like that, I just don't know how to tell when I do that.
I mean, like anything that's less than $1 billion, I try and stay away from unless you have informational edge. But you can tell me which ones you're looking at, and I can tell you real quick price and if I think it's good or not.
Okay, I can go through a few that I just stumbled upon today that I wasn't sure of. There are, so I looked at one is APLS.
Yeah, it's good. Good acquisition price is like $24.54.
Okay.
It's a risky investment though, but yeah.
Okay. I got one more on here. And I'll try and get the rest to you later. It's a lot. I'm just trying to go through it and just pick everything out. But another one is DNLI.
Solid. You gotta wait till like 27.59 though.
Okay.
Highest I would touch it is 47.16. You gotta wait for a significant pullback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I just wanted to be sure as I'm going through all these things. You told us that a while back, so I've been going through everything like crazy.
I appreciate
that was it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Steph, where you from, man?
Oh, Bay Area. I'm out of Richmond.
Bay Area.
Come to the Bay.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yep. All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Hey, the Bay is representing at a different level. Every time we go somewhere, somebody's from the Bay, like, y'all need to come. We coming to the
They
Bay.
rep hard. Yeah.
A lot of love.
You gotta come to the area. I'm like, okay.
A lot of love out there, man. Shout out to the Bay, man.
Kivo, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. What's going on?
What's going on, bro?
Everything good?
Feeling? Yeah, I wanted to holler at Ian, or maybe even y'all can touch in on I'm focusing on the energy sector. Yeah, I want to know what's your take on uranium and the significance that it could hold in the near future.
You said uranium?
Yeah.
All right, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no answer for you right now. But next week I will give you. It's not something that I've been looking at actively, so I want to get on here and cap like I have been. But next week I'll have a take for you. But the energy sector has been booming the last year for sure. But I'll come back with a more thorough answer for you.
Yeah, I actually have, Kivo, I have a small allocation in XLE. And so I was trying to pick out all these energy companies. I said, let me just play it safe. I did the research on that, I saw the performance. And so if you look at the chart on XLE, man, again,
can you tell them what XLE is?
So it's the Spiders Fund's energy sector ETF. And so I'm going to tell you, if over the past 6 months to 8 months, we were down at 29, 27, 71. Today it closed at 55.14. And so again, a lot of times when we're trying to research these companies, man, and this is one of the things that Shadi is always telling us, look, go with the safest route, man. Choose an index or an ETF that has them, and you're better off. And so I have a small allocation in XLE. It's done pretty well. And so that's my 2 cents on it.
And when he says, just to give a further education for people that might not be familiar with the lingo, Spider, that's the S&P 500. So when we talk about the S&P 500, 500 companies, it's like a microcosm of the stock market. And in that you have different ETFs, which we talked about what an ETF is before, which is like even a smaller version of that, which is like maybe 20 or 30 different stocks, but it's specific. So you have a lot of the X's. So you hear us talking about a lot of the X's a lot. So XLK is the technology ETF of the S&P 500. XLY is the consumer discretionary ETF of the S&P 500. XLE is the energy ETF of the S&P 500. XLF is the financials.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So yeah. So you can as Trav says, you break that brick down to dimes. So if you can invest in the S&P 500. And then if you want to sub invest inside of the S&P 500 and only invest in the financial companies in the S&P 500, then you do XLF. If you only want to invest in the technology companies inside of the S&P 500, then you do XLK. So that's another investment.
Biotech is XBI.
Yeah. So there you have it for that.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.